Hello friends, welcome back to the English Diaries. Have a look at the following sentences. They all sang a famous Hindi song. Sunidhi sings melodiously. In the first sentence, sing is acting as a transitive verb, while in the second sentence, it is acting as an intransitive verb. Why so? Well, I'm going to answer not only this question, but many more such questions in this video. If you wish to know the answers, come along. I'm also going to tell you some secret tips that are going to help you identify transitive and intransitive verbs easily. If you like my content and want me to keep making such videos, do consider subscribing to my channel. Last video, we discussed the different types of verbs. Today, we learn more about action verbs. Let's get started. Action verbs have been classified into two categories, transitive and intransitive. A transitive verb is one that takes an object. The object could be a person or thing that is affected by the action of the verb. For instance, Sophie loves flowers. What does Sophie love? Flowers. So in this sentence, the word flowers is the object affected or acted on by Sophie's love, the verb. They admire Raghav's courage. What do they admire? Raghav's courage. Here, Raghav's courage is what is admired or looked upon, and hence is the object that follows the verb admire. Objects can be direct or indirect. A direct object receives the action of the verb. An indirect object is indirectly affected by the action of a verb. To identify the type of object, insert what or whom in place of the object. If the object answers whom, it would be an indirect object. And if it answers what, it would be a direct object. To illustrate, he sent her a mail. Here, he sent what is answered by the object mail. So this is the direct object. And to whom did he send it is answered by the object her. So her is the indirect object. Hope we are clear now about transitive verbs as well as direct and indirect objects. Super! Now let's discuss intransitive verbs. Intransitive verbs. These do not require an object to complete their meaning. They are usually followed by prepositional phrases, prepositions, or adverbs. The baby is sleeping in the cot. In this sentence, the action verb is sleeping. The verb is followed by the preposition in. What does this tell us? This tells us that the verb is intransitive. Easy, right? Now, why should you know about these transitive and intransitive verbs? Well, because intransitive verbs cannot be converted into passive voice. Try it yourself. Now, sometimes a few verbs could take either a transitive form or an intransitive form, as a sentence requires. I gave you an example of such a sentence in the beginning of the video. Let's understand why the same verb was used differently in those sentences. They all sang a famous Hindi song. Here, the verb sang is transitive as it takes the object Hindi song. Sunidhi sings melodiously. In this sentence, sings is an intransitive verb since it has no object. The adverb melodiously tells us how well Sunidhi sings. It is not an object. Here are a few secret tips to help those who made it this far easily identify transitive and intransitive verbs. Number 1. Identify the verb and place what or whom after it. If you get an answer, the verb would be transitive. If not, then the verb would be intransitive. Point number 2. Try placing your hand right after the verb. Does the sentence still make sense? Well, if it does, then the verb would be intransitive. If it doesn't, then it would be transitive. Point number 3. Look for a preposition or a prepositional phrase. If you find one, there you go. The verb would be intransitive, not transitive. Point number 4. Search for an adverb in the sentence. Adverbs do not come in place of objects. They can only complement the verb by giving more information about it. That's it. Just remember these rules and you'll never ever get confused. If you still are, drop your queries in the comments and I'll meet you there. Make sure you do lots of practice exercises. That will help you get better at this. The internet has lots of resources to help you. Take advantage of that. Alrighty, that does it. We have completed transitive and intransitive verbs, as promised. Let's see you get the usage right. If this video was beneficial, don't forget to like it, share it, and subscribe to my channel. That ways, we learn and grow together. Ring the bell right beside the red subscribe button to know whenever I come online. See you next time. Bye-bye.